Hi, in this video, let's see how to manipulate strings using Python. As usual, I would be using Google Colab. You can use editor of your choice. Let's now say we have a string, say S, and a string Y. Now I want to join these both. I could just use the plus operator. So S plus Y would give me, but you see there's no space and I'd like to have a space. So how do? I can just consider a string of space as another string and just concatenate it. Now, if I want to concatenate 101 and Dalmatians, now he throws an array of 101 because it's an integer. Now how do I convert that as a string? I put double quotes, so now he's interpreted as a string. Now, if I remove the double quotes on Dalmatians, he still throws an error because without double quotes, he interprets it as a variable's name. So I need double quotes even for Dalmatians. Let's see an example where I have a statement which has to be dynamically loaded with some parts, like say a fill in the blank. So now I have name equals rainbow and num equals 7. So all I have to do is F and then double quotes. Here F is for format. So name is dash and has dash colors. So if I run it, I get it name is rainbow and has 7 colors. It can also be done with our usual plus concatenation. There's another useful function, the order and, which gives you the ASCII value of a character. And if you want the character of an integer, you could use CHR. So these could be useful in some programming scenarios. So let's now see indexing. What's an indexing? Indexing is to point at one part of a string. So the indexing starts from 0. If I say S1 of 0, it points to the first element. And if I say -1, it says the last element. So as you can see in the diagram, the indexing starts from 0, running from left to right. And if I start -1, it starts from right to left. Now, if I want a part of a string, what I have to do is called the slicing. It has a from, a to, and a step index. So the to index is always omitted. So here if I say S1 from 0 to 5, it can be interpreted as S1 of 0 to the fifth element, but not including the fifth element. So it would give me it is. Now if I omit the second one, to operator, then it starts with the first from operator 3 and gives up to the end. If I give a to index and don't give the from, it will truncate just before the to index. Or I could specify both from and to index. Now I want to try what about the indexing from the reverse, from the far end. So if I give that, he just leaves out the last alphabet. Now if I say, okay, -3, it can be read as last 3 characters. Okay, so if I say all the 3 indices, then what he's saying is start with the 0th index, increment 3 every time, and give me up to the length of 12, but not including 12. Okay, now if I put it this way, -1, it means start reading the string in the reverse order. This is a shortcut to say reverse the whole string. Comes handy sometimes. Next we have the replace. Here say I have a statement and I want to replace certain parts of the statement. So here I'm saying the string's name, that is the statement, dot replace every space with a underscore. I have another useful function, find. So I want to find a word in a statement. So if I say silver, he says I found it at this index. And next I say find A. If you see, there are many A's, but it gave me only the first instance. If I find something that is not there, it would give me a -1. Then I can say count the number of occurrences of a character. Then he would give me the count. I can say which part or the substring that he needs to find. In that case, it's 0. Now I want to split the string at every occurrence of a character. So now you can see he split it and he's given me a list of substrings. Okay, let me see another example. Now we have a statement with spaces. Usually when we want to clean in data science, we'll have to clean up our data. We might be using this, where you have spaces, or you're accepting a input from the user. You want to truncate all the spaces, which are not useful. So I would use these functions. lstrip stands for the left side stripping of the spaces, and juststrip would strip it of all the spaces on both sides of the string. If I specifically want to remove the one, you can see left strip did not strip the spaces. If I say right space, then he goes and removes the right side space. Now I don't know what all functions are there for string, so I just say help and string. So when I do this, he gives me an explanation of the object I'm trying to find help for, and then the built-in functions that are there. So I can scroll and I can find the function that's useful for me. You can see the functions that we used are found here. Like we used a find function, so it can be found here. Its definition, what it needs, and what would be the output. So this was a brief introduction to how to modify strings using Python. Thank you.